Listen, man, I'm ready to rise. I'm tired of being locked up in this cage. I'm tired of being locked up in this cell. Can't you see it in me, yeah? I'm ready to rise, y'all. Yeah, I'm ready to rise. Check this one out, y'all. Yeah. From the slums of the ghetto shores, from prison lockdowns, to my emotional struggles of incarceration written down on paper in bookstores. Can't you see it in my walk, talking eyes that I'm ready to rise? You can talk about my past, the character slips I've had, it won't last. When I was 16, I made one of the worst decisions of my life, and it cost me everything I had. In 1994, I was sentenced to 2 natural life sentences without the possibility of parole for first-degree murder, armed robbery with a firearm. A life was taken in my case, and I've suffered for many years, but I've been redeemed, and I've been brought back just to let y'all know that you can be a king. Check out this story. I think it'll change your life. Redemption, baby. What's up, y'all? This JD with Redemption Kings. And man, I want to give y'all a little vibe, man, about trust, man. You know, it's hard to trust sometimes, man. Life can be so full of bull, you know what I'm saying? You know, even when it deals with people and different things like that. You know what I'm saying? I want to share a story with y'all, you know, in the prison about myself, man, when I had to learn how to trust. Because, you know, in some situations, things ain't just gonna go the way you want them to go. Now check this out, y'all. You know, in my time, doing time, one of the scariest things that I always thought about and feared was getting sick in prison. Having some type of illness or something like that I couldn't help or take care of myself, because now I'm really afraid. You feel what I'm saying? And that was one of the biggest fears that I had. And 1 year, man, something came on me. I'm talking about I had back spasm, my side was hurt, feel like someone was stabbing me. And you know, instead of me being a man that I know I am and trusting God and praying about my situation, you feel me? I put my life in the hands of people who didn't really know what was going on. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, I trusted another human being, you know, to help me and to guide me in choices that I was finna make that was detrimental to me. You feel what I'm saying? So I go to these people and I complain. Hey man, this thing is killing me. Something going on with me. Something going on with me. You know what I'm saying? They telling me, man, you good. You ain't gotta worry about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Go to the dorm, take some ibuprofen, and just a little, you know, man, you might got I forgot what they call this nerve, sciatic nerve pain in your back. So I'm like, man, this don't feel like no sciatic nerve pain. You know, because this thing feel like it's sticking me every day. So, man, one day I was like, man, I can't take it no more. And I done went to medical at least 3 or 4 times and they ain't did nothing. So, man, I sat on my bunk and I waited for an officer to walk by and I fell out on the floor. Absolutely. Man, I went shaking like a fish. Trying to get them people to look at me, you know what I'm saying, because something was wrong with me. So they went to, oh my God, is you all right? Man, I played this role so hard until I was even starting to shed tears. You feel what I'm saying? To get these people to take me to where I need to go, they look at me because I had pain, but it wasn't the extent that I was displaying. So they took me down to the office, doctor's office in prison. He checked me over and he asked me where I was in pain at, and I told him in my side and in my back. He said, you might be passing a kidney stone. So I'm saying, a kidney stone, you know, and I'm like, where'd that come at? He said, man, it come out through your penis. I was like, oh God. You know, I don't know if I can take that. He said, well, man, if you want to live with that, we can cut it out. Like, no. They said, well, we're going to set you an appointment at Lake Butler. Now, Lake Butler used to be, what can I say? Lake Butler used to be the terror of DOC back in the days. You go through Lake Butler, you gonna get beat by an inmate or officer. And 9 times out of 10, if you're an officer, they gonna beat your tail. He gonna break you before you go to any regular camp. Absolutely. So when they told me they were gonna go to Butler, I'm like, man, you know, Butler ain't what it used to be. I came through when Butler was what it used to be. Man, Butler's soft right now. Man, I got to that camp. I went to the child dude that was in line with me, like, man, please, man, don't step out of line. I'm like, man, what you mean? Because they got these yellow lines that you supposed to stay behind. So he said, man, don't step out. I said, no, I'm not stepping on the line. He said, don't step on the line. So I'm looking at him, I'm like, man, this junk is serious. Until I stepped out of that child hall, you had a dude with a wheelchair trying to make it. Officer said, where you going? He was like, sir, I'm going back to the dorm. He in line and formation and everything. He said, let me check your backpack. So he checked the dude's backpack. The dude got a little couple pudding and a piece of cornbread wrapped in some wrap and like some quarter paper in his bag. Because he might be hungry later on the night. Let me tell you something. That officer slapped that dude in the wheelchair, out the wheelchair. When I see that, I said, uh-oh. And Butler's still the same as it used to be. You know what I'm saying? It ain't changed. Ain't nobody beat an eye. Everybody kept moving. There wasn't no hostility. He cussed dude out, let him get his own stuff up, and then made him go somewhere else. Now check this out. Some things we gotta trust God with, y'all. You know, some things that goes on in our lives, we gotta understand that we gotta trust. You gotta stand on something, because if you don't stand on something, you'll fall for anything. Now, when I went to these people complaining about my size, I got checked. Doctor said, oh man, you okay, and blah, 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 but they still shipped my tail off. When I seen these doctors, you know what them doctors told me? He said, man, you got gas bad. That's why your stomach hurt like that. So when they told me they took tests and did everything they supposed to do, it wasn't nothing. I wasn't passing no stones or nothing. I was like, oh, you mean to tell me how they came over there? Now check this out. When I found out this, it had to be 3 days after I done got there. So when I found out I was good, I'm ready to go. So when I typed in a request to the classification office, asking them to look at my situation. I'm over, I ain't got no holes over here. They said, well, you got a 2-week hold. I'm like, what? Man, 2 weeks turned into a month. And I'm like, man, all my property was over there at my other camp. I ain't got my radio, I ain't got no tablet. It's just me and him listening to these wild and joking. So I'm like, man, y'all gotta do something, man. Y'all gotta fix this. So they put me on not the transit side, but the people that's permanent side. So I get on their side, right? And I'm in a medical dorm still. And man, I seen something that I ain't never expected to see when I was in the chain gang. Listen. The officer was letting about 15 dudes come to the office station. And when they came to the office station, this was way back in the days, y'all now. When they came to that office station, they weren't even bullshit. Them dudes went in there. Because in our pod was nothing but, the majority of them was sex offenders. You probably had 20 people that wasn't, including I. And they knew who they was too. Man, listen, when people came in there, beat them sex offenders to death up in there. Not to death, but to figure of speech. You know what I'm saying? They beat him so bad to the colonel, captain, and the warden came down like, listen, not now one of y'all better touch now one of these people up in here. Because if y'all do, we gonna beat y'all. If somebody gonna beat him, we gonna beat him. I'm like, dang, what type of captain is this? Man, they take you off the chain. So that next morning, I'm like, man, I gotta find a way to get up out of here. So I probably put in about 20 requests to transfer. I know them people's tired of me, but I believe in consistency absolutely to the fullest, especially when you're in a crazy situation. So check this out, y'all. I've been locked up in the dorm for like 3-4 days because they ain't let you go out the rec like you want to because people get stabbed out there. If somebody gets stabbed, they shut it down. Let you back out a little bit, see if y'all can behave yourself. If somebody gets stabbed, they shut it down. So this bitch been getting stabbed all the time, and it's been getting shut down all the time. But they kick us out to the rec yard with all this stuff taking place there, right? And when I go out there, you know, listen, mind you, I'm bigger than I was bigger than I am right now. I had to be about 258 muscle. I've been lifting weights for a long time. So when I step out, I wasn't really worried about nobody messing with me. You know what I'm saying? Because I was a vet in this by that time. But man, let me tell you something. The officer, before he let us out the door, out the gate into the rec yard, he said, listen. He said, you don't got to come out here if you don't want to. But if you come out here, these are my rules. He said, my rules is this. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm not, if anybody stabs somebody, I'm getting you. Don't bring no knives out here. You know what I'm saying? Because we're going to prosecute you the fullest to the law. Now, I'm going to tell you this here. If you choose to come out here and you soft, and you're a sex offender, but you trying to go to this canteen out here, I advise you not to go to it unless you got the heart to do it. Go to the one on the compound. So you have dudes allowed, like, man, these dudes don't know how to mess with these girls, little boys and stuff. But let me tell you something. As soon as they walked through that gate and got their bag, you could hear them in the bathroom screaming, help! Somebody help me! They beating them down, taking the bag. There's some dudes that's trying to order at the last minute, get their bag and run out the gate in front of police officers. Man, this jet was so wild, so I'm checking this out. I'm like, man, where's I'm at? This can't be the Butler, because Butler was bloodshed, but this junk, he was like, man, where's I'm at? Listen, build your trust on God, because I would have never got into that situation if I would have believed that I could be healed or not get anxiety or blow this thing out of proportion, because we are the sum of our experiences. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about myself and my situation and how it was working with me and how it was changing me. You understand what I'm saying? That's important, because breakthroughs come from that. Truly, breakthroughs come from understanding, man, what's going on. And I understood at that moment that I had to trust. I had to trust God with everything, not just the little things or the big things, but everything. I had to trust him for it. You know what I'm saying? Even in this little situation, I put myself in a situation to go to Lake Butler and go through all of that. If I would have kept it real with myself, I would have went to the hospital where I was at and forced the issue for them to check me. Now, I ain't saying that the trip to Butler wasn't fun, because anytime you get off a bus from one prison to the next, it's sightseeing. It's like you looking at the window, you trying to see if a girl catch your eye, and ain't no girl looking at no prison bus fly by. So, but all of us was on that. Boy, you see how she's sweating? You know what I'm saying? Twisted, man. I'm talking about our mind gone. You know what I'm saying? So, I had to be redeemed, y'all. I had to be a king about mine. And I believe one of the most important things about being a redeemed king, you know what I'm saying, is allowing God to use you, because he make you the king that he wants you to be. You understand what I'm saying? And before you can begin that process, you gotta trust. I don't care how gangster you is out there. Because listen, everybody needs an advantage, and God is him. Absolutely. Man, listen, y'all please like, comment, and subscribe. And we do got an album coming out soon. You know what I'm saying? From Life to Freedom. It's a poetry album, and it's raw, I swear it. I swear it. Man, be at ease and be at peace. JD out.